Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back. Snarkland! Okay, so Tunerland. So I had a lady get on to one of my videos. I believe it was for the black one, anyways, the rechargeable. But either way, um, she's having problems with tuning her guitar at a gig. Everybody's making noise around her, all this other jazz. I'm like, okay, so either way, the only one I know that has mic and vibrate mode is actually the red ones. These black ones that are rechargeable only have pitch control. So I'm not quite sure if it was actually the black or the red, but just for the sake of experimentation and figuring out the issue, let's go through this. So I'm sure many of you may have experienced this. If you haven't, hey, bonus. So we're going to turn on the tuner. It's on my Taylor guitar. And my Taylor guitar is not wired into anything, okay? And this is a vibrating clip-on tuner on top of that, okay? My Fender acoustic, okay? And we're just gonna try and tune this. See? It hits it. Now, this shouldn't be picking anything up, you would think. Well, it has a mic and vibrate switch, though. Of course it does. And it's on vibrate. Okay? Doesn't matter. So, I mean, if you put it on mic, definitely that would be explanatory. Oh, look, I screwed up. I should flick it to vibrate. It's not going to help you, okay? Vibrate is on vibrate. The problem here is sound is being generated from another instrument in this case. Okay? And it's hitting the other guitar. The sound is traveling into the sound hole and it vibrates the wood in the guitar. Sensitive, right? And voila, you get that problem going on. Okay? Which also when I'm talking, you'll notice it just flicked too because it's picking up my voice. Okay? Now, the closer, of course, you are to your guitar, the more it's going to pick it up, and you're going to see different notes showing up because you're different up and down in your vocals and the frequency in which you speak and so on, okay? So a little bit of a layman's term physics lesson for you on sound. But you really do need to tell your other bandmates to shut the heck up when you're trying to tune your guitar. Now, this problem is not related to Snarks specifically, okay? This is all tuners that are especially highly sensitive for sure. I have some tuners here that are not very sensitive. The chances of it happening, well, the volume would have to be awfully loud with that noise to actually activate them. So they're a lot more isolated, but they're also a crappier tuner because they're not as responsive. They don't tune as well. They're just cheap tuners that I bought from Wish.com. That they do work, yes, and they can work very well, but you're going to need some patience. These are very super fast responding tuners, which is what you actually want. So quality, get what you pay for, right? And they're very accurate tuners, which is why a vast majority of musicians are actually buying these Snarks more and more and more. I started with Snark tuners quite a few years ago now. My very first Snark tuner, at least it didn't break. That was the one I drop tested, which is the exact same style as this one, and the one on there, which is the same red one. And I have the black now, and I have a blue one, and they have these reinforcement collars. And the new red one that is sitting here also has the new reinforcement collars. This way these things aren't going to break anymore. But I drop tested these things from 9 feet, okay, more than once, and the most that happened was the battery popped the little cover a bit, right? I have a video of this on my channel. I like the slow motion one, the part I did on that was cool. But these are extremely durable tuners, even with this style, without the reinforcement collars. But if you sit on them, squash them in your gig bag pile of junk too hard, they're going to pop off, you're going to pop them back on, and they could just, bend enough that they pop off and break one of the tabs. That can happen depending on the pressure load, especially when you're sitting on them. Sometimes we're just stupid as people and we just don't pay attention to what we're doing. And yeah, we can easily sit down on one of these things and not realize it until we go, oh, what was that? kind of like that fairy tale about the pea underneath the mattress kind of thing. Anyways, yeah, you figure it out quick. But I thought, all right, well, maybe it's because, she's got the vibration in mic mode. Maybe she's in mic mode, she's not. Just my best guess, she's got an acoustic guitar, a hollow body electric, or semi hollow body electric. It's got to be one of those. She didn't specify what guitar, but I'm pretty much guessing it's going to be an acoustic. Now, I don't have a semi hollow or a hollow body electric here. I do have solid body. And I have tested this with the solid body electrics, and these will not activate, okay, when you're talking or creating a lot of excessive noise. Because I'm not plugged into anything either, so there's no way the sound can get into the pickups and actually create that noise. But if you are plugged in and you do have your volume up on your guitar and through to the amp, then yes, these would actually activate, okay? Even if you're not touching the strings, period, right? So that's going to be something that it's going to be susceptible with, I would say, every guitar, okay? But my testing with the guitar not plugged in, which would be the same as being the volume off, okay, these won't activate. And if you want to see that yourself, let's do that. So, hey-o! Man, heavy beast. Gibson. Man, you gotta be a bodybuilder for these things. But they're great. So, we'll grab our Gibby here. And we'll just turn it on. And we'll just sit here. And we'll yik-yak. And we'll see if it actually does try and activate. Last time I tested this, it actually didn't. So it was kind of like pointless and a waste of time. And as you can see, it's not doing anything. But what about interference from another guitar over here? Now my arm moved off the string, so I could have done that. Okay, I can tune here. Wow, Gibby stays in tune. Yay, string butlers. Okay, but hands free, not doing anything here. So, with the electric solid body, your chances of that happening are pretty much zero. Okay? So, like I said, I'm not plugged into anything. Okay? So, and my volume level is right up. So, anyway. But yeah, electric guitars are too dense of wood to pick up that kind of nonsense from another instrument or even from your own talking. Because as you can see, when we're talking, it doesn't happen. Alright? Let's hang this beaster back up. And we're back to the acoustic again. Now I've got my hand over the strings. So we'll sit here and see what happens this way. Let me see if I can keep you guys in frame here. There we go. So anyway, so this is, yep, it's happening. So my hands are muting the strings. So what's happening is it's picking up my voice, going in the sound hole, vibrating the guitar, and what do we get? We get a tuner that's going mental all on its own, right? It's not the tuner, it's us. We're activating it with vibration of sound. So there you go. So if you're having problems, what's your cure? Tell everybody to shut up till you get tuned up at least. Then they can yak all they want or noodle around, that sort of stuff. This is going to happen with any of these tuners. Doesn't matter if it's block rechargeable, which has no mic and no vibrate switch. It's strictly vibrate only. It's going to happen with this. Mic and vibrate capable. Leave it on vibrate. Still going to happen. Okay? Blue one, vibrate only. And actually not even pitch control. That's the basic of basics, man. I love the color though. I had to buy it. So yeah, that's going to happen to a lot of other tuners out there as well that you're using. You know, if you're plugged in with your acoustic guitar, let's say, into a pedal board tuner, you'll still activate that pedal board tuner, okay? Because the sound going through. And the only way you would stop the pedal board tuner from activating would be to actually turn your volume off on your guitar. And that means no signal goes to that kind of a tuner, because those tuners rely on an actual signal coming in from a live source. And if your volume is at 0, you have no live source for it to go in for, whether the tuner is activated or not. And yeah, it's not going to activate that tuner on you. But headstock tuners, yes, they are definitely going to be able to activate a majority of them, not just Snark, but many other brands as well. And the more sensitive it is, in my books, the better the tuner. But of course, the more the problematic is going to hit. So what do? Well, go buy some cheap junky tuners off of Wish, but don't ask them to actually even tune your guitar without you losing your your stuff, because they do have very sucky tuners. There are some decent tuners from Wish and from Banggood and Amazon, these Chinese tuners. There's a lot of good ones, and there's some name brand tuners out there by like Joyo, Fender. They're not bad, but they're very fussy, some of them, to actually get it to read the note, and it's like, ugh, you know. So I really love the Snark tuners. Another tuner I can recommend. You're still not gonna have. You're not gonna escape the problem. Is this AT100 tuner. I got hooked into this from the manager's wife at Long McQuaid. She referred me to this tuner because I was looking for something a little bit different, still sensitive, but also a little bit more flexibility and give for me. And this thing is just like freaky. Now, I'm not worried as far as, you know, different instrument tunings for, you know, do I want to tune to a specific thing? I want chromatic, that's my thing. I know how to read my notes. But it does have pitch control. It does have the ability for mic or vibrate, that sort of thing. And it's a pretty cool little tuner. It's got a nice big bright display too, especially when you got a brand new battery in there, which really helps a lot. You can go to your different tunings, right? So it's a lot like a Snark, but just in a different kind of a package. And yeah, I think it's an all right tuner. I've used it quite often, and you know, thought, all right, well, not bad. I like the style of the Snark, a little bit better. It's less bulkier and looks cleaner looking, and you do get a variety of colors that they kind of have. But with that, you get some different display types too. But anyway, so rest assured that if she is watching this video, yeah, that's where your problem is. Just tell everybody to shut the hell up while you tune up your instrument, and then you'll be good to go after that. Otherwise, you're going to have to keep fighting a war that you may never win. I don't know. But that's exactly how things work. So there you go, folks. Hopefully you enjoyed this video of why your tuner picks up noise when it shouldn't, or whatever I titled this thing. And we'll be sure to catch you on the next one. See ya.